When Emily, a first-year college student, moved into a small dorm-style apartment in Southern California, she couldn't believe her luck. The rent was low, the campus was a short walk away, and the housing office said she'd only have one roommate. Her name was Rachel. Emily didn't meet her on move-in day, but she assumed their schedules just didn't match. Some people were private. She could live with that. Rachel's habits were unsettling. She spent nearly every hour sitting at her desk facing the wall, her back perfectly straight. She never joined Emily for meals, never spoke, never even acknowledged her presence. Emily never once saw her sleep. At night, she'd hear soft movements, fabric brushing skin, drawers opening and closing, like someone changing clothes in the dark. By morning, Rachel would be back at the desk, perfectly still. Days turned into weeks, and the silence grew heavier. One evening, after studying late, Emily finally decided to introduce herself properly. She stood in Rachel's doorway and said a quiet hello. No response. She stepped closer, noticing how cold the room felt compared to the rest of the apartment. When Emily gently touched Rachel's shoulder, the body crumpled instantly, collapsing inward like it had no bones, no weight. The skin was icy, rigid, empty. Screaming, Emily ran into the hallway to call campus security. Her hands shook as she turned back toward the room and froze. Rachel was sitting upright again at the desk, exactly as before, hair spilling over her face. A thin, rasping whisper slid into the room. "You weren't supposed to notice." The investigation found nothing wrong. No intruder, no prank, no explanation. Shaken and desperate, Emily went to the housing office the next morning. An older administrator searched the records, then went quiet. Rachel's name was still listed, but with a note buried deep in the system. She had died in that apartment 3 years earlier after suffering a sudden medical episode. Alone, unfound for days. Emily moved out immediately. The room was reassigned a month later. Students still request transfers from that unit, and no one ever explains why the desk is always turned toward the wall.